post about the ongoing severe weather, and I saw that Substack has actually got their uh, live video started where I can share a screen. And so I've decided I was going to just go ahead and do a video for my paid subscribers, and then hopefully with recording, we'll be able to get it uh, so other people can share it. So there's been a lot of high end severe weather this afternoon and evening, and I just want to kind of recap a little bit of what's been going on. I'm going to start off by taking a look at the storm reports here, and there have been almost 200 reports of severe weather in the last, I'll say, 5 to 6 hours. Um, numerous reports of significant hail being 2 inches in diameter or greater, um, scattered all the way from northern Illinois down to the Rio Grande, with a number of supercell severe storms that have moved through the area. Um, the most intense and tornadic storm, as we expected. If you saw this morning's Substack, was in central and east central Illinois, where a very intense supercell developed around mid afternoon to the northeast of Bloomington, and then moved east northeast across east central Illinois and into western Indiana. And I'm going to take a look here. I'm going to switch over to radar scope and take a look at the radar data from this storm. This is a 4-panel going all the way back to stop here. And by the way, this is a little bit of an experiment, everyone. So I'm learning on the fly here how this screen sharing works. But I feel like this is such a big event that we really need to talk about what's been going on. So I can go back just to as this tornado was really getting wrapped up here on the southeast side of Kankakee. And let me loop it more so that we can get further back. You can see here we don't have the velocity data, but you can see here in the reflectivity data there was a really impressive hook echo on this storm. Keeps wanting to update. As it was passing through Kankakee, this storm produced a very large tornado just on like the south side of Kankakee, Illinois, which is a pretty sizable city in east central Illinois. Moved across the southeastern part of this area. You can see here now we've got all of the data. You can see the velocity data. There's a really intense circulation here to the east southeast of Kankakee. This is a little before 7 p.m. this evening, and if we follow this storm along, you're going to see that, well, if it will let me skip forward, we will see that this storm has been persistent and has had a very intense circulation and producing significant tornadoes and damage all the way. This would be showing as it crossed the state line into Indiana. And sorry, this problem with radar scope is every time a new image comes in, it wants to update. And I don't want it to update because I'm trying to show you all what's going on farther back. The bottom line is this storm has had an intense rotation all the way across northwestern Indiana. And now even we're looking off of the Chicago radar well to the east-southeast of Chicago. You can still see intense rotation here with this supercell storm now as it moves toward Plymouth here, which is the next big city south of South Bend. So this storm has been producing significant tornadoes all along this path here of east central Illinois into northwest Indiana. And also it's been producing some giant hail. There have been reports of hail up to grapefruit size all along this path, including in the city of Kankakee. So there's going to be some really significant damage associated with this supercell, not only from the tornadoes, but also from the extremely large hail. Then, if we turn and go further to the, and I'll just mention before I go further to the southwest, that there was also a number of reports of not as giant of hail, but still significant hail across the immediate Chicago metro area. We go back further to the southwest, go back here into the Oklahoma City area. We had another supercell that went across, uh, right across the heart of the Oklahoma City area. And these upside down triangles here are reports of hail of at least 2 inches in diameter. There were a number of reports of hail up to baseball sized as the storm moved across the Oklahoma City metro area. And if we look at what's going on radar right now, we can see that we go back up to the northern part of our severe weather area. You can see that we have um, this is the supercell severe storm that produced the damage in Kankakee. There are severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings out all along this band of severe storms that extends from just southwest of Chicago, back across the southeast Iowa, and back into north central Missouri to the east of Kansas City. All these storms have a significant risk of large hail and damaging winds, and then particularly these storms here along this east-west warm front in northern Illinois um, are going to have the greatest tornado risk over the next several hours as they move across northern Illinois and into northwestern Indiana. And then if we go back further to the south, we can see the supercell that went across the Oklahoma City area is still severe, has been tornado warned as it moves out of the eastern side of the Oklahoma City metro area. There's another supercell here to the east of Lawton that has been producing some large hail. And then there's there have been a number of supercell storms across Texas that have produced very large hail. One right now to the northwest of San Antonio. And then some of these other supercell storms are now evolving into a complex, what we call a quasi-linear convective system here to the west of Dallas-Fort Worth. And this storm system this complex here could eventually evolve and produce some significant wind and hail issues for parts of North Texas. So let's look at the latest convective outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. This was just updated a bit ago, and you can still see that we still have this really enhanced risk of significant tornadoes across northern Illinois along the band I was talking about. But there is a risk of tornadoes with all of these storms that we were looking back, extending all the way back southwest to Texas. And even though the risk is not as great as in northern Illinois, there is still plenty of wind shear in the atmosphere, plenty of instability. Conditions are favorable for tornadoes, and there could still be a couple of strong tornadoes even back further to the southwest. If we look at the wind potential, we can see this area of enhanced wind probabilities, including the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area, down to the southwest. That's with that evolving line of severe storms that I showed you a minute ago, developing between Abilene and Dallas. And as that moves east-northeast across southern Oklahoma toward the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex, there could be a significant swath of wind damage with that. And then the hail potential, again, we've seen numerous reports of hail up to grapefruit size, both with this SIG 2, or what's I'll call a super significant severe risk for severe hail here that includes the areas of Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, Abilene. And really, to be honest, we've seen just as large of hail with some of these supercells, particularly the ones along the warm front up here in northern Illinois. So the bottom line is we've got a significant severe weather outbreak ongoing right now. The greatest risk of tornadoes continues to be along this warm front in northern Illinois, northern Indiana. But even with the supercells farther to the southwest, there continues to be a risk of uh, very large hail and potential tornadoes with any of these storms that extend from northern Illinois down into central Texas. And then the other main thing we're watching is this potential or this evolving quasi-linear convective system, this evolving squall line between Abilene, Wichita Falls, and Dallas that's going to be moving um, to the east-northeast over the next several hours with a potential to have some enhanced wind damage as well as some instances of very large hail. So I'm going to be continuing to watch this through the evening. For those of you that are paid subscribers, I'm posting information in the Balanced Weather chat periodically. I will continue to do that through the evening. You should feel free to hop in there if you have any questions or concerns about any of the severe weather that's ongoing. Glad to answer any questions. And if we have any questions right now, I would be happy to. I'm going to check out the live chat and see if anybody uh, has put anything. But if anybody has any questions, uh, please let me know. And I'm assuming that you can actually do type into the live chat and that it's not just giving me that. I'm going to test. All right. Well, like I said, this is a bit of an experiment. I'm still learning how to use this new functionality. Okay, it is working, Aaron. Thank you for um, uh, replying that. So if anybody has any questions, you can put it in the chat. I'll give everybody about another 30 seconds. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the video up. Um, but again, I'm in the Balanced Weather live chat room, and if you have any questions, feel free to pop in there, and I'll be continuing to share information in there. So hopefully that was helpful, and we'll thank you all for being subscribers to Balanced Weather. We'll talk to you all soon.